Hello, in this video we are going to talk about a perceptron. So what is a perceptron? It will be discussed from the point of view of a forward propagation. Then we will also be discussing about the common activation functions and their importance. And also I will be demonstrating an example of a perceptron of how it works. So what is a perceptron? It is a structural building block of deep learning and it is also called a neuron. And how it works, let's see. Now you can see clearly that x1, x2 and xm, these three are the input weights. This m can be any number, and it can also be a state that we have m is equal to 100, so x1 to x100 there will be 100 inputs, and similarly we will be having a corresponding weight w1, w2 up to wm. All of them will be summed by doing the multiplication of x1 into w1, x2 into w2 up to xm into wm. All of them will be summated. After the summation is done, we will be applying a nonlinear function. In this yellow circle you can see this line, which is a nonlinear function, and based on this we will get some output. Corresponding to this we have a formula, y hat equal to g into summation of I equal to 1 to m xi wi. This means that this is a linear combination of inputs xi into wi and summating it over m values, then multiplying all of this value with a g, which is a nonlinear activation function. We will be talking about it in some time now, and we will get the output y hat. All the names have been written here: inputs, weights, sum, nonlinearity and output. So these are the 5 terms which will be required to understand what is a perceptron. Now that was not the full picture. We have this bias value of w naught. This w naught is the bias value which is added to the multiplication sum, and when we add this bias value, this improves our perceptron in a way which we will be talking about in detail in the later unit. And then the same thing, g function, which is a nonlinear activation function, is multiplied with that summation of bias and the linear combination of inputs. We will get the output. So this full process is called forward propagation. You can see that xi wi, when summation is done, so for that thing we had required a for loop. If we wanted to program, if I wanted to do a programming for it, I had to do that in a for loop. But we have an option in Python called vectorization. Using the NumPy library, we can convert this xi into a vector x1 to xm. So this x is a vector of x1 to xm, and similarly w is a vector of w1 to wm. When we will be multiplying this as x transpose into w, and summation is done over bias and multiplication is done with g, the formula is same still, and that's how we do it through vectorization, and that's how we calculate the output in a perceptron. So now let's talk about g. This g can be an example of a sigmoid function. So g can be any function: sigmoid, tanh, ReLU, leaky ReLU, or softmax activation function. There are many, there are maybe more than 100 activation functions, but these are the famous ones which I just named. And then g of z equal to this sigma z equal to 1 upon 1 plus e to the power minus z. Now what is z here? Any guesses? Yeah, you are right. W naught plus xtw, this is the z part, and multiplying this with the g will fetch you this function which will get you this value between 0 and 1. You can see the minimum value is 0, the maximum value is 1. Within the range of 0 to 1 for a sigmoid function, you will get an output of gz, and this is gz. The labeling is missing here. You can see x-axis as the z value, y-axis has to be gz value. So this is how we calculate our activation function and the forward propagation based perceptron value. Now these are the common activation functions that I had mentioned earlier. This is the sigmoid function where g of z is this blue line, and the g dash z, the first derivative of that function, is this normal curve. So gz is equal to this and g dash z equal to this. I hope that you know how to do the differentiation. And similarly, this blue curve in the range of -1 to 1. Now sigmoid had this range of 0 to 1. Similarly, hyperbolic tangent, the tan h function, has the range of -1 to 1, and this g dash z, the differentiation, is something like this. You can see this yellowish or orangish line. So this is the differentiation. This is how the formulas look like. And similarly, how is rectified linear unit different than the others? Now you could see that sigmoid has this limitation of 0 to 1. The upper limit is 1, and hyperbolic tangent also has the limitation of -1 to 1. This is limitation, right? We can't process big values in these ranges. Everything will be flattened out if it goes more than 1. So this flatten and vanishing line, you cannot calculate a gradient value. G dash z is a gradient value, right? And similarly, if I calculate a gradient value at this point, at this upper end, it will be 0, right? So this problem is called vanishing gradient, which is the drawback of a sigmoid function and the tan h function. This is a drawback, the vanishing gradient. And how do we get rid of it? You can use this ReLU. To some extent, this ReLU can get rid of vanishing gradient problem. Why? Now because you can see the formula is g of z equal to max of 0 comma z. If the value is a positive number, it will be passed as it is, right? Now g of z is this blue line, and this g dash z is this value of 0 and 1. So the first derivative is between 0 and 1, because if you do differentiation of any constant number, let's say this 3 or a 5, now ddx of 5 will be 1, right? So you can also see that this TensorFlow code blocks have been given here. This tf.math.sigmoid z is the way you can use a sigmoid function in your programming. Similarly, tf.math.tanhz and tf.nn.relu. This is neural network, and these are the math libraries. So this is how we implement them in TensorFlow. Now note that all the activation functions are non-linear. If you plan to make your own activation function, make sure that it is non-linear and it is differentiable. Now the importance of activation functions. Why do we need them? Okay, let me know if you can divide the green points and the red points in a single line using a straight line. Can you differentiate between the green and the red points? No, right? You cannot do that. And if you have a non-linear function, let's say this non-linear boundaries, you can easily differentiate between the green and the red dots. Now you can see the importance of activation functions here, right? If you have a non-linear function, you can do these kind of boundaries. You can build these kind of boundaries and do the differentiation or the classification better, right? You can do a differentiation between the green point and a red point. So this is also called classification. This is a classification problem. Okay, so this is the example. Now we have w naught equal to 1, which is a bias value, and w equal to 3 and 2. These are the weights, and x1 and x2, here you can see these are the inputs. Now see what happens. Now you can see that if I want to calculate this y hat, the output, it has to be equal to g into w naught plus xtw. We had seen this earlier. You have to solve this in a way, it was discussed earlier also. So x1 x2 transpose and 3 minus 2. Now when you solve this, you will get this line. This is a straight 2D line, 1 plus 3x1 1 plus 3x1 minus 2x2. This can be visualized as a single straight line. You have to multiply it using this g nonlinear activation function, then only you can get something out of it in a nonlinear way. Now you can see that this 1 plus 3x1 minus 2x2 equal to 0 is a straight line, and let's say I have this point of minus 1 and 2. It is on the left side of it. How did we get it? If I assume that we have the input of minus 1 and 2, so if you solve the value of minus 1 and 2 and put it inside the equation of 1 plus 3x1 minus 2x2 equal to 0, you will get a value of y hat equal to 0.002. Now you can see clearly that if your value is less than 0.5, it is on the left side. If the y is less than 0.5, it is the blue area, and if it is greater than the 0.5, it is the green area. I hope this is very clear, and you can also solve this using any other point. Thank you.